Today, I got something just really amazing. I cannot wait to share with you guys. This is like if I had to give the Golden Brick Award, right? Okay, the Golden Brick Award would be the person that has done, I can't say the most because there's so many great people here, but person that is, at a level that's higher than most, all right, in terms of the work that they have done for the drip community. Now, we all know Ray and Stunna, absolutely Richie, those guys. I mean, they're the reason we're here, right? But the person that really just embodies the motherfucker, I ain't gonna stay down, I ain't gonna sit idly by, right? I'm gonna go out and do something. Drip price may be down. I want that to change. I'm gonna be the change. Person I'm talking about, in case you haven't guessed it already, is Drip Coach. I got a chance to sit down with Drip Coach. I got a chance to sit down with him and talk about his new project, Change 360. Definitely check this out. Without further ado, I'm not going to waste any more time. Let's just get right into the interview. But yeah, definitely cool seeing you in person, and congrats on this new project.
Yeah, thanks, man. For sure. For sure.
How long has this been in the making?
Oh, man. So I guess in technical terms, it's been in the making probably about 7 to 10 years. So I've been in health and fitness pretty much my entire life, probably like most people in the US, guys like yourself, played sports, all that stuff. But then I went to the military, then I went to martial arts, taught martial arts, and then followed that into the corporate world and still did exercise for fun and fitness. But fast forward, eventually leaving all that behind and coming out here is where I saw this real gap. And we've talked about mindset, me and you before, right? So
Yeah.
One of my mentors said something about he calls it mining for astronauts. So it's Tom Bilyeu. He's the one that built.
I love him. He's probably one of my favorite people to watch, hands down.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is where this all ties in. I'm gonna make sure this wraps together. But he calls it mining for astronauts because as he was building a $1 billion business in over 3 years, it took to get there, fastest startup in history, I believe. Mm-hmm. He met a lot of people with tons of potential. And the only reason they couldn't become that next level was because of the belief and the mindset of whatever that community was that they were in. So he was building this kind of like in the slums. So a lot of people had this limiting belief mindset, right? So he called it mining for astronauts, meaning you're looking for the next astronaut, the next Bill Gates, the next Madame Curie. And they could be literally the slumdog millionaire or living in the gutter somewhere, but nobody's told them they have that potential. So that come all the way out here in Cambodia, that's where this ties together. And I'm looking at these kids and I'm looking at the environment and I'm like, dude, the next, Elon Musk could be out here kicking a flip flop across the street from me, but nobody's told him he has potential. Nobody's told him, that he can do more than just sell chicken, for example, right? So I started doing health and fitness, and the way that ties in is because if you don't have the mental fortitude to be able to push through stuff, then you're never going to reach these levels that people tell you could, because you're just gonna like not believe it. And one of the easiest ways to get self-worth or accountability or validation within self is to do the hard shit. And some of the easiest hard shit to do is like, oh, I'm gonna get up when I said I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna run the 3K I said I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do the 50 push-ups I said I'm gonna do. And we train the mind through the body. The other way is the Buddhist monk meditation stuff, which is great, but a lot of people struggle with that. They can't sit still and quiet their thoughts. But they can damn sure go pick up a weight and put it back down and go, oh, I did 50 last week, I can do 51 today. And then over time, you build mental fortitude and resilience. So long story short, it's been over like probably 2 decades building this idea, but the last 7 years here in Cambodia, 6 years here in Cambodia is when it kind of really hit me hard that this is a space that I need to build into, but it didn't look like this.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Like that's really something. And I love what you're saying in terms of like there's people, there's communities, and there's areas all over the world where, what is possible is never really talked about, and so the surrounding is what they think is all there is. And so that's, that was moving, man. So if we get into, I would say probably the people that watch our content, for the most part, it's men in their late 20s to 50s area. Shout out to women of the Faucet, and shout out to the guys over 60 that watch us. We love you. All that. but I'm saying, the majority, would you say that this project, well, I guess who's the person that would benefit the most from this? And tell me what the process looks like for that person to get involved.
So it's kind of a multifaceted response. So ideally on the surface, so the very first person we're targeting is essentially the people here in crypto right now, because I need to be able to sell something, right? Got to be able to make money right now. So the initial target audience, exactly what you said, is who we see on Facebook, YouTube, sorry. And that's kind of with the crypto adoption. So men in that age range, but it'll benefit women. It'll benefit people outside that range. So the minimal viable product is actually just giving someone a customized meal plan based off of their goals. So it's what I do as a coach, and it's essentially what people pay me money for. So it's like, AI does it faster and smarter and quicker and cheaper. So let's go ahead and let AI do it. So no matter what your nutrition habits are, what your meal frequency of eating is, what your dietary preferences are, what your goals are, it's going to kick that out and give you that. That's our first line of defense. And the reason we're doing that, because we don't have the actual nutrition piece, which is what everybody struggles with when they're like, yo, I want a six pack. And it's like, well, stop eating shit. It's like, nah, I want to eat shit, but I want a six pack. It's like, all right, fine. So the reason we have all this brain fog and lack of people believing in themselves, and of course, the physiology aspect of looking in the mirror and not seeing what we like, is the nutrition part. So that's why we're tackling that first, because it's easier to sell that. And even though that's the harder piece for people to implement, it's easier for me to give that to you. So that's the first part. So that's who we're focusing on. Now, who does this benefit in the long run? It's definitely going to be something that I'm targeting to be this idea of blending the cryptoverse with the real world. Meaning, I want this to actually be a place where you're leveling up yourself in this community-driven, cryptographic, tokenomic economy that's all virtual, but you're doing that and it's actually leveling up your real physical body in real life. So the other pieces of Change 360, such as mental wellness, such as life coaching, such as somebody like yourself who go grief counseling, like I'm a coach, right? So I do personal training. You come to me, we've been training for a year, me and you, Luke, and all of a sudden this happens like it did. So again, my condolences. I don't have a tool in my tool bag to help you. Right. What is it? Lift more weights? Suck it up, buttercup? Like that doesn't work, right? and the fitness industry hasn't figured that out. So you need a multifaceted approach. So in something like this, with my platform and partnering with with TaskHuman, I can go, bro, I see where you're at right now. And right now, focusing on doing more push-ups isn't going to help. Let me partner you with this counselor here who's skilled in this and set you up with a 60-minute call. Boom, one-on-one, we talk just like this. That's what TaskHuman does, exactly like this platform. Then when you're done with that, maybe you come back to me, or maybe you need some other stuff. You've been sitting at your desk all day, so now you're going to someone that's doing some physiotherapy stuff online or some yoga stuff or whatever, right? It's the multifaceted approach to this meat suit we live in so that we can actually have it, work better, longer. So eventually, to answer your question, it's to help literally everybody at exactly where they're at with their specific next step. That's my goal.
So it really tackles the mind, body, spirit, and you get involved in this in whatever area you're feeling like needs a tune-up or adjusting or anything like that. You can focus in on that. And if you want to pause maybe or take a break from one thing, you can go to something else, right? Is that okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And
so it's like, yeah, go ahead.
Well, and so what's the first thing a person does to get this? Is this an app that they're downloading?
So first and foremost, as of right now, the only thing available is the Sidekick Finance crowdfunding. So since we're bootstrapping this, there is some startup costs. We'll still, no matter how the crowdfunding goes, we'll still be able to launch, and we're running that right now in tangent, building everything in the background. So to participate right now, the best support we can get is to purchase one of the NFTs, and those NFTs are essentially just like your GoFundMe and Kickstarter. You're putting in your capital to see this project take off, and in return, we're going to give you an NFT that's decentralized, and you will get a portion of the dividends of the platform for either 12 months, 18 months, or 2 years, plus other perks that we're going to add in. After the platform is launched, a person can participate simply by going to the website and purchasing the meal plan and then getting feedback on how to tailor that for themselves. You know, if they want to modify it, they want to get fast food options, they want to make it vegan friendly, whatever. So we'll have these different nutritional pieces built in, and the other stuff will come on the roadmap, such as the mindset and the task human integration and all these other things.
So, folks, we're going to have a link down below for you to check this out. You know, you get a chance to get in on something early, become a profit share, right? / owner, but not long, you know, that's huge. I mean, anytime I have an opportunity where I can do something like that, like I want to jump on it, because developing different streams of income, you know, even if it's small, you know what I mean? Like it can be huge. Right. So it's an opportunity to be a partial owner for a certain period of time and get profit share.
Right, exactly. And the other big thing, and that's why I'm doing this on my channel. You guys know, because if you watch me, you probably watch Luke as well. This is all about the drip community. So you guys know I've taken up the mantle to basically say that I'm not going to shill anything else or promote anything else. And I feel responsible to everybody that joined me and hasn't seen what I thought they would see and what I was speculating about a year ago. So the only way I found to fix that is to build something something that supports drip, and not worry about what's going on in the rest of the ecosystem. It's like, what can I do? And I do personal health and fitness. And it's like, well, that's not what people are looking for in the crypto space right now. How do I integrate that then? So it's like, all right, let's build a platform that supports drip by people outside of crypto that I can market to, that will buy back drip basically and support that. And then hopefully the drip community helps me get it off the ground. But now I have a different audience. So I'm not marketing to the degens that everybody else is trying to marketing to. It's great if you guys support and buy it. But the whole point was for me to get something out there that I could get on a global landscape that supports a much broader audience. So what I say on my channel, instead of fighting for the same slice of the pie, I make the pie much, much, much bigger, because there's way more people looking for health and fitness, nutrition related information than there are DJ Moon Boys and DeFi.
Right. And can you let us know exactly the mechanics of how this supports drip?
Yeah, perfect. I don't have it up on my screen, but you don't have to put, I think I put it for memory. Basically, on the platform, all the revenue generated, it's written out in a what do you call that? Kind of a diagram. So we'll have 20% going to the reservoir, and 20% going to buy back the drip native token. So what we're going to be doing initially is making the contract so that any EVM compatible token is can be utilized to actually purchase the meal plan on the beginning. So the goal right now is to make this like really low barrier to entry. So the meal plan, the initial is going to be about $5. So you can use $5 of Polygon, you can use $5 of Phantom, $5 of whatever. And you'll put that in on the smart contract side on the front end of the dApp, and then you will get your meal plan kicked out. And from that, 20%, it'll be converted into BNB first, and then 20% to buy back drip on the Faucet side to buy and put into the tax vault, then 20% into the reservoir. 10% of the platform revenue is going to go into the animal farm, where we'll start looking at blue chips around there. So obviously Pigpen allocations, putting some into ETH and into Bitcoin to make a treasury wallet out of that. And then another 10% goes into the crowdfunding side, which is what I just mentioned about Sidekick Finance.
Right.
So that is what's going to pay out the rewards for that, those people purchased. After those rewards are paid out, that 10% that's still available there now also becomes the community crowdfunding wallet as well, meaning the community will vote on where those assets will go, and the loudest community will basically get to decide what happens with it. So that's why on the advertisement, it basically says 60% of my platform goes back towards buying or goes towards certain the drip ecosystem as a whole.
Dude, you've been busy. How did you have, I mean, this sounds like this was I mean, I know you've been working with, I think some developers to get, but this is huge. Like, you're pumping out drip content, 2 to 3 videos a day, every single day. Like, you are you talk about a person that put it in his brick, you have done that to a T, and you've also been building this.
Yeah, simultaneously, and just spearheaded the drip marketing DAO. So that's also in regards to this. So as I just told everybody, the goal is to be able to market this to a wider audience. Well, the biggest issue, you know this, and we talk about this in our other group, is marketing is the breath and the lifeblood of basically a business. It doesn't matter how great your product is. If nobody knows about it, it just dies on the shelf. So we know the power of DeFi and crypto, but it's not being marketed very well. And the marketing that it does get is a smear campaign from traditional finance and centralized organizations. Mm-hmm. So the only way to defeat that is to aggressively do something in the same vein that most people are familiar with in regards to consuming marketing. The current marketing in DeFi is Twitter blast and DJ and Moonboy tactics and stuff like that. So yeah, that's great for the 18 to 25-year-old, but that doesn't speak to the rest of the audience, right? So we have to grow up, we have to mature. And that's where people have a little friction with me on my channel, but the numbers don't lie. If you want that massive adoption, you got to speak to the rest of the massive adopted people, and they speak a different language, and they're not consuming the Moonboy DJ ideology. So what's the solution? Well, DeFi by itself is hard to sell. So you find something else that you can sell. Hence why the drip marketing DAO, I'm going to use that to help me promote this $5 health and fitness nutrition kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And then again, that 60% of that goes back to supporting drip. There's a 5% dev fee. So in simple layman's terms, we get basically, what is that, 5 cents per $5 sell that we're taking on this platform. So there's the bulk of it going towards drip, and then 25% is also going in a kind of a raffle drawing, because again, I understand the Moon Boys that need to play games like this, so there will be that incentive. So it's a huge amount of potential and very little, I guess, in our pockets, if you will. The whole goal is, like I said, to help the drip community that built my channel.
And the raffle piece, I don't think I remember reading that part in the white paper. Could you explain that just a little bit?
Yeah, so it's I don't have it up right now, but it's 25%. I know these numbers bring up off the top of my head. So 25% of the platform revenue is going to go into another wallet, and that's considered the lucky draw and the referral wallet. So of that 25%, it'll get split in half, and half of that will be used as referrals, same way we currently see in the Spritz Finance sector. So not the referrals that we currently have like on the drip side, but more of the traditional. So if you sign up one person or 100 people, then you get that referral from those 100. There's no round robin and all that stuff. That's too complicated. Right. I think it just confuses people and looks like a pyramid scheme. And you got to explain that it's not, right? We've had that problem. So keeping the traditional referral wallet model, and then you'll just get a portion, just like we do with liquidity pool tokens. So if there's 1,000 people total on the platform and you referred 100 of them, you have 10% of that pool. It's simple math. Anybody can follow that. And that'll be in perpetuity. So every month that they make purchases and whatever, then you get that as well. So that's the half of the 25%. The other half is the lucky draw. So don't have this exactly how we want it set up, but very similar to the drip raffle. So ironically, when that kicked off in January is when I was putting some of these numbers together. So it'll be multiple drawings throughout the day that basically anyone who makes a purchase on the platform to buy a nutrition plan will get tickets. And these tickets can be used to put into the daily lottery, the weekly lottery, or the monthly. These tickets are basically just your representation of the positive behavior on the platform. So I want to incentivize people, because this is a forever project for me. Like I told you, it's a long-term goal of mining for astronauts and helping people achieve their best self. So I need to actually get data and get feedback from people and build that platform out. And that's going to take time. So what I want to do is incentivize people that are doing positive behavior, such as supporting me, buying the nutrition plan. Number two, giving me feedback on what sucks, actually being critical and telling me, hey, this didn't work. This plan, said vegan and it had something else in it, whatever, right? And then telling me how to improve it. So I'll be giving points for feedback and points for the referrals. And those points collectively will be up to you on how you want to spend them, be it in the weekly, the daily, the monthly. So a little gamification built in there. And then moving forward, those points will also play into the governance token distribution, all this other stuff. So I told people about the platform that it's AI, and AI learns iteratively. So AI doesn't ever fail. It just finds out what doesn't work, and then it builds and changes its path. So the way that I'm doing this is exactly the way the AI model is working in conjunction with using AI on the platform. So I want to put pieces in place, get feedback, find out what's broken, improve the model, get feedback, find out what's broken, keep doing that. Not trying to knock it out the park with a perfect home run day one. I want it to be lackluster. I want it to have issues, and I want people to tell me about that, because that lets people see that I'm building and that their feedback is being accepted and warranted and not, shunned in the dark somewhere. So it's literally a community supported project. And with AI, you need the community's involvement in order for it to actually work. You need people to be testing it and utilizing it.
So what are the other things that will, and I get that this may not happen right away, but what are some of the other things that people will be having the option to purchase on it? Like there's the meal plan side, and then what else?
Yeah, so the initial is just the meal plan. So you'll get a 1-day meal plan that'll consist of your macros, your calories, a recipe, as well as a simple grocery list. Then next phases or extra things that'll be added on top of that is turn that 1-day plan into a 3-day plan. Get feedback on how to modify that. So let's just say, again, this was a conversation between me and you as a coach and a client. You would try this plan out for 3 to 5, 7 days, and you'd be like, okay, here's what worked, here's what didn't work. And that's where I would give you feedback on how to modify it for your life. You'd be like, yo, I was super busy this week. I was traveling a lot. Can you give me some recommendations for takeaway options? We'll have that built in as well. The AI will give you like fast food recommendations. It will tweak your meal plan based off of the feedback. It said 5 meals a day and you were only able to eat 3. So then now we can modify that to 3. So it's going to be this back and forth discussion like with a real nutrition coach. That's the first initial pieces that we can build in real easily. Then there's also, for the US only right now, options to build in Instacart, where it'll actually take this meal plan and send it to Instacart, which is an app that will actually order your groceries and send them to your door.
Yeah.
So that it'll do it all for you, right? So you're getting a customized nutrition plan from an AI algorithm and all that stuff. And then it's all seamless. So you just pay this fee and then everything's done. So it'll come straight to your door. Can also with Wolfram app, I think is Wolfram app. That's another US one. So I know, sorry, my people around the globe, but this is just the way technology works. They start in the US and make all it easy and then they stream it out. But with Wolfram, it'll also allow you to make dinner reservations based off this nutrition plan. So you could put in the same thing and say you need 2 people that, you want a vegan plan for this many macros, this size meal at this time during the week, because 2 days out of the week you eat out with your loved one, and it'll do that for you as well. So we're going to integrate all these AI pieces in the beginning, like kind of systemically, maybe a week or 2 in the timeline. So we can continue to add more value to your purchase. And then that allows us to eventually move towards what I want, which is the NFT battle game, where you're exercising to earn crypto. And that's the real world blending with that metaverse I was talking about before. So your heart rate, your sleep, your mental wellness, all this stuff actually earns you battle points, and you can compete for crypto assets.
Wow. And is there going to be, before that happens, is there going to be where people can purchase workouts and they get like a video of you doing something, or how does that work?
Yeah, we're looking at that. I currently have my own training app, so going to see how to integrate that. I will probably look at the task human side first, because I feel that's more holistic, multifaceted. So people see me talk about task human on platform, basically looks just like how we're talking now, because it's built on the engine of Zoom. And essentially you would just pick a wellness topic. So you could actually find a nutrition coach, a fitness coach that'll work with you one-on-one like this and guide you through a workout. Or you find a yoga coach, or you find a Pilates coach, or a ballet coach, boxing coach. They have them all. Dog training. They have a dog training coach on there if you want to. Like they got everything. So that'll be the first piece that integrate into the app, because I feel that that's what's missing. Currently, finding fitness courses is like a dime a dozen. Everybody's doing that. You can find them anywhere. So there's nothing to say that mine's better than anybody else's, but finding someone or something that tackles the whole thing, that doesn't exist. So I'll take the task human approach first, and then look at the specific exercise kind of modules later.
Okay. Gotcha. Wow, there's so much to unpack, and I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed that you have like really tackled this, because I mean I know you've been sort of talking about it, and the one of the groups that we're in, but this is like way more intricate than I guess I thought. Like this is fantastic. Like I'm kind of blown away.
Yeah.
So right now, in terms of costs, how much are the NFTs to get to start?
Perfect. So there's three different tiers. It's a tier one is $100, tier two is $500, and tier three is $2,500. And again, those tiers will get you different uh, allocation durations from that crowdfunding wallet. So it's, I believe, 12, 18, and 24 months, respectively, to the tiers. And then the percentage is also increased. So I believe it's also 5%, 10%, and 30%. Yeah,
Okay.
on the tiers.
And the cost of the NFTs that goes into that breakdown of what you were saying in terms of 20% to the reservoir, 20, like is that the same?
Yeah, so if we get this funded, so you'll see when you go to the Sidekick Finance website that there's a funding goal, and I think it's around $12,000. And if we get 80% of that, then the campaign actually pays out. So if we don't hit that goal, everybody just gets their money back. Nobody gets an NFT. It
Right.
just goes to zero.
Right.
But if we hit that goal, you'll get the NFT. It'll mint and it'll be in your wallet. And then yeah, we take a portion of those funds and allocate it exactly as indicated on the website.
And what
Yep.
will people get in payment?
It'll be we're gonna pay out BUSD, I think, for now.
Okay.
So the rewards will be. We've been going back and forth on this with the recent updates on USDC and
Yeah.
BUSD, USDT. So as of right now, and based off what Forex said, and it lines up with what I think as well, BUSD seems to be the go-to, even with the Paxos issues and stuff like that, because Paxos also has a stable coin in what the pound, I believe.
Right.
So I don't think we're worried about that aspect. So I think that's what we'll stick with.
It's interesting, the whole stable coin thing. Some of the Bitcoin maxis that I like to follow or listen to, they say, and I was surprised, they say that the only one that they think could actually make it is USDT, which
That's
I
an open.
thought USDT was kind of the risky one, but they've said the USDC, it's not going to make it. And I mean, I was surprised to hear that.
Yeah.
Um,
I've heard the same thing as well, and I think that's just due to the size. But there's definitely a lot of opacity in there that people are unsure.
yeah.
So it's like yeah, you just take the biggest dog in the fight, and I guess that's it. Too big to fail. Is that it again? I don't know.
Right. 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 So what's your kind of projected timeline for, the NFTs in terms of then the crowdfunding becoming a success, and then the rollout of the meal plans, and then eventually you'll be working out to earn crypto. Where do you see? Are we talking like within the year, within 5 years? What are we looking at?
Oh, the exercise to earn. Well, let's back it up. So the crowdfunding ends on. Let me look it up. March 21st. So that's when the crowdfunding campaign will be done. So even if we don't hit the goal and all the money goes back, we're still launching the platform. Like that's being built right now. The crowdfunding is just would help us expedite the roadmap. So let's go with the worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, March 21st, we don't hit the goal of 12,500. So everybody gets their money back. Nobody who bet on me loses anything. We roll forward with the actual launch of the app within the next probably less than 4 weeks from there. And then we're selling to people in crypto and outside this $5 meal plan. And so from there, we're trying to build the revenue up at that stage. And still from that $5 revenue, it's still being allocated with the same distribution I mentioned before. So 20% to the reservoir, 20%, all that. So it's all still being kicked out via smart contracts. And then literally at least once a week from the launch, we will have these additional top-ups, if you will. So turn your 1-day meal plan into a 3-day, your 3-day into personalization of what was working, what didn't work. getting recommendations on food takeout. The other stuff like Instacart and all that, that'll take a little more time, but these will all be on the roadmap. So succinctly to answer your question, a lot of the big stuff like that, or I'm gonna call that the little stuff, definitely in this year. The exercise to earn side will be within the next 3 to 4 months because there's already a path forward for that I've been seeing. Yeah, but it'll be earning the points. We won't have a cryptocurrency right now, so you'll be earning these points.
Yeah,
these points is essentially, like I said, my way of using the AI learning path to find out who's actually doing positive behavior on my platform, and then collect that over like a year, and then make my decisions from there on how to actually reward people. So if there's people shitting on the project, bad behavior, I can fix that before we roll out a token that actually has speculation in it now. So I'm learning from the mistakes in the space and just using points and gamification, which, like the old show, what was it called? Whose line is it anyway? Points don't mean nothing.
right.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize. So you're going to have a native token at some point.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be a governance token, but I want to do it the same way ENS did for the ETH domain. So I want to give it based off of positive behavior that I've seen over a period of time and make it a fixed supply, period. And that will be governance over this platform as well as the future things I design on top of that. So that's the long-term goal, similar to what Forex said about having an asset you don't have to sell. This governance will be generating the revenue and all these other things that we build on top of this platform. And there will be a fixed supply cap, and that's going to be based off of what I've seen with the adoption of the platform, the number of users using it, the number of points were being allocated, how they spent the points, all this stuff that I'll be able to kind of get a pretty good idea of like what people's behavior looks like.
So if you could think of like one major point or area that you want people that are watching this right now to walk away with, what would it be?
One major
about your project, though. I mean, not about like life. I mean, I'm sure
about the project. So yeah, I guess the major area would be if you resonate with my vision of where crypto adoption has to go and what the utility and marketing is needed for this to transform the space, then I would urge you to bet on me. So got this Jonathan J. Seller, Fud Farm, said this in one of his talks way back when. Bet on the jockey, not on the on like the speculation, right? So in this case, that's exactly why. So something you mentioned earlier about me, I've been putting out multiple content per day. Why I haven't put anything else out on the platform is because I wanted to prove over this time in the bear market with all the fear, uncertainty, and doubt that I'm going to be here and I'm not going anywhere. That's why I took up the mantle to do the drip marketing DAO. It's like, I'm going to prove to you guys, this is my character. This is my values. Now, if you're willing, if you see my vision, you resonate with what I believe, and you believe in what I've shown you, so let my actual action speak for myself, then take a bet on me. If not, this isn't for you, because there's no speculation in this in regards to trading a token. You're buying a portion of the venture capital allocation, and you're betting that I will continue to develop on this and not stop. That's the one thing. So if you resonate with that, then take a risk, take a gamble. At a minimum, you'll be able to see the design process, the transparency, and how difficult and fun this space can be.
Right.
But I'm confident in my abilities to not quit. Like Tom Bilyeu again, he said, on a long enough timeline, I will succeed. So if this is like a treadmill, all you have to do is just stay on the treadmill and not get off. So that's it. As long as you stay on longer than the guy next to you, you win.
Right.
And that's my goal.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Well, again, congratulations. I mean, I feel like I've gotten so much more just from this conversation. I don't think there's anything more, unless you have anything you wanted to that we didn't touch on for this that you want people to know about, or do we really hit all the key points?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, everybody can check out the white paper, check out my page. I'm sure Luke will pin it in the comments like you mentioned. So you can definitely ask questions, of course. The big thing, like you mentioned, to summarize, is just if you resonate with that vision take a gamble on this. And even if not, wait till the platform launches and let me show you proof of concept. Drop $5 into the platform and get a meal plan. Because again, there's no speculation here. So everything I want to design, zero Ponzi-nomics. I hate Ponzi-nomics, and I hate with a passion, man, I loathe it. The cloak and dagger BS that is DeFi. Like, I don't understand all this secrecy. Everybody's like, oh, I can't show you what I'm designing because somebody's going to steal my idea. It's like, no, you're not. Your idea is shit if somebody can steal it with you mentioning it one time. Like that means you didn't have an idea, because if someone can take it in 5 minutes and develop it faster than you and get it out, then you just suck. It's point blank period, right? So I am going to be 100% transparent with that and show you guys everything behind the scenes, because you need competition to get the cream rise to the top, right? You need the best thing out there. And the only way you get that is with competition. If not, you just got a monopoly and you're stuck with something subpar. So I want to show the behind the scenes. I want to show the process. I want to show you guys, yo, here's this MVP. Here's what your $5 got. I want you to tell me it was shit. And I'm going to take that feedback so I can go back and modify it. I want to have reviews on the platform the way we have with retail. So crypto came about and took the world by storm because of the blockchain, transparency, being able to see what everybody's doing. Why is it that we've gotten away from that in DeFi, and like we try to keep everything a secret and we want to hold it close to the chest? It's like it defeats the actual purpose. The secrecy is what got us in the problem in the first place with centralized finance. So yeah, I'm on a mission, hence the Change 360, obviously changing yourself and all this stuff. It's like, I'm sick and tired of this, man. Like, I didn't make any money because of all this crap. So I want to be that change and push in a different direction. I could go on a rant with this forever.
No, that's amazing, man. Like, I love the passion. I seriously, and you're 100% right. Like, and I love that you're just like, well, I'm not going to sit around and not do anything. I mean, I have people that are in my comments, the same people that have been with me for, a year now. And I love everybody that watches my stuff, right? But they have the same thing, about drip, right? And they complain about Forex. And it's like, you're like, all right, I'm going to be part of the change. I think that's fantastic. So Change 360 is the project. We got Drip Coach who joined us. Thank you again, man, for joining us here. Check out the links below, folks, and I will catch all of you on the next one.